Good evening, good evening, good evening, family. Welcome to another edition of Thorough Black Talk with your sister Keisha, your brother Tad, and
Yep.
brother Ashe SJ is on assignment. He'll be back with us, I guess, in the new year when he returns. What's good, brother Tad? Nice to see you. How you doing today?
Good to be seen. I'm good, sis. I'm good, sis. Just leaving a meeting in Harlem, so I will cut off my camera temporarily till I get home or somewhere safe and
Gotta
secure.
be safe. You gotta be safe.
That's
So
right.
you
But
can
I'll
click
put
in
my mic
and out and come
off.
back in once you stable.
Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna keep my mic on, but my camera off.
That's what's up. So, again, family, thank you all for joining us for another week of Thorough Black Talk as we end 2021. We getting down to the wire. Another, I think, 15 more days left, whatever today's date is, the 16th, I think. But
Yeah.
we are winding down, getting ready to close out this crazy year, and what a year it has been. Um, So I think we have maybe one more episode with you guys for this year, and then we will break and then come back fresh in the new year. I know me personally, I got to take a vacation, but I know you feel me, brother Tag.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Definitely. Do. Look, I forgot. I'm scheduled for vacation the second week of next year, so I don't know if I want to stay here or go somewhere warm and sunny, but I'll figure it out.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I'm going to do some backpack traveling. Um, to do some research for some things that I have been looking to do for quite a while, and I'm going to save my out of country trip until probably February. So I'll take 2.5 weeks off during that time. But you know, as I say, we winding down the end of 2021. People are trying to organize events with family and friends and loved ones, or at least I hope that you would be in contact with your loved ones before we close out this year. You have people who are into celebrating Christmas. If that's what you into, that's what you into. And then you have others who are celebrating Kwanzaa. And tonight, we thought we'd come to you guys and give you some insight and information on some black businesses that we love or that we rock out with. And maybe it could be of benefit to all of you, or at least I would hope so. Please try to, if you're going to purchase gifts for people, whoever that might be, please try to do it with a black owned business, and try to be a staple with that business so that they get to know you, um, know your likes and dislikes. Believe it or not, the more you are engaging with an e commerce business or a brick and mortar, the better it is for you on a personal level. I have learned that first working on the manufacturing side and understanding how the game goes as far as customer service is. And we always preach that here on this platform for those of you who have businesses. Customer service is everything. It is a staple in your survival in business. Word of mouth is everything. You can have as much marketing as you want. You can spend millions of dollars in marketing. But if your customer service and your customer contact isn't organic, you will fail. And I can tell you that when you look at some of the larger footwear brands, like your Reebok or Cole Haan or Converse, who have been around for many, many years, but their organic connection to their consumer base caused them to fall. And they had been bought, well, are bought by other brands. Nike owns Converse and Kohan. Um, Reebok is purchased too, the same as Adidas. So anyway, and be careful about the business that you do. You have businesses that claim to be black but really aren't. Or they have become subsidiaries to larger corporations. Um, we've seen a lot of businesses in the past that have faltered. Um, like your Fat Farms, your Triple Five Souls, your Mecca Academics, Rockaware, Sean John. I mean, I could go on and on and on. These brands are no longer black owned. They have become subsidiary brands to, well, Kelmore has the majority of those brands that I named, but they have become subsidiaries and taken over. I remember when Fubu was bought by Sony, and everybody was rocking Fubu back in the days, thinking it was, all of them, but Sony had it in the cut. And it's good to get information from people like myself and Thorough Black Talk and others, especially those of us who can give you a blueprint because we've been in the industry for so long, can give you the real, the truth, who owns what, when and why and how. Um,
What's
you
it?
know,
Let,
Go
let
ahead,
me.
brother.
Why is it that all of these corporations buy our brands and then you don't even hear or see them anywhere anymore? Why is that?
Well, in speaking about apparel and footwear, I can only speak to that truth. So we're going to deal with those two entities. When you look at companies like Sean John, your academics, or Rockaware or what have you, when you first go into the business of manufacturing on a global scale, when you are buying um, into factories overseas, it is a monopoly, brother Tad, almost like a gangster operation. You have diverters who will come in and negotiate for you, but based on brand relationships with these factories, it can hurt you. So it's very hard to maintain um, a blueprint in apparel and footwear unless you're willing to deal mobster like. Seriously. Um, these factories overseas, whether it be China, Indonesia, um, Mali, there are some products made there. Um, it's very, very hard to maintain a contract relationship these um, with these producers. That's what they're called, producers. Overseas, these are production factories. So let's say, for example, Nike, for example, had a serious monopoly on the footwear industry. So let's say Tad has his own shoe, Tad sneakers. We're just gonna call it Tad sneakers. And I'm Nike. Now I've been dealing with C70, C75, the production house in Xinjiang, China, for I don't
Well, I
know,
was thinking
40
middle
years.
at C75. I was like, huh? Rikers Island?
Well, actually, brother Tad, these are the names of these producers or these production houses: the C75, C53, C76. And when you go into these, they're called production dormitories, right? Because the people who make the clothing and the shoes, they actually live in these factories. and they work
Wow.
um upwards of sometimes 18 hours a day. Um, some of them, quite just a few, I can tell you, have suitable living conditions. The majority of them have horrible living conditions. Um, I was in a factory where there was no goddamn toilet, you
Wow.
know, and I had just came in off a flight, and we're in the factories, checking out, what's going on, and I had to use the bathroom, and they told me there was no bathroom. Literally, people squatted over a hole in the floor.
Wow.
So right now, what is happening? Well, let me get back to what I was saying. So Tad Sneakers comes in, and I've been dealing with C76 for 40 years now, and I produce per quarter a minimum of 5 million pairs. Tad comes in, and Tad wants to produce 300,000 pairs. Not enough. Not enough to gain a foothold. So what happens is a diverter or an arbitrator, if you will, of these factories come in, and they will have a sit down with Brother Tad. We will produce your 300,000 pairs, but you know what? We're going to raise your vessel costs. And as a small business starting out, um, vessel costs can kill a brand. This is why you have right now major brands who are suffering, and there are going to be major layoffs across the board because of it. A vessel would cost Tad $3,000 last year. This year it cost him 20,000. Now that's a huge markup. That's $17,000 markup, right, for his 3,000 pairs. Now he was selling us, Brother Tad is selling us his shoes for $69.99 for years. But Nike comes in and produces 5 million pairs. So that pushes Tad's orders to the back, meaning that Tad's orders will now come in on a later vessel, right? So you're going to have to pay Brother Tad. Once it gets on a vessel, you charge you $20,000. That doesn't include the production costs for your shoes. Then when you get them here into the US and they pull into the LA port, you, Tad, now have to pay for a trucker to get those goods off of the vessel for you. What's happening now is that there is a huge shortage of truckers. If you have a CDL license, you got it made right now. This is the business for you. If you are into trucking, quit and start your own business. It's that desperate right now. They are that desperate right now. So we are used to getting Brother Taz shoes, I don't know, the first of the new year. We ready for the new product to jump in. Brother Tad now has to come to his consumers and tell us that they are late or sell us older product, which is what you're seeing in the stores now. You do not see a lot of new styles because they can't get them off the vessels. And once you get them off the vessels, you have to wait for 4 to 6 weeks to get space in the port to put so your trucks can pull up and get it. So you even have truckers who are waiting weeks, sitting out there waiting weeks to pick up cargo. So it's a whole big mess right now. So again, these larger companies can take over the smaller ones because the cost to keep them maintained is becoming more and more difficult. So now you have a lot of black, well, I know three of them right now, four black owned shoe companies who have come together, if you will, to and they sell different types of shoes. One at athletics, one sells heels, the other sells makes children's shoes. But anyway, they have come together to fight these monopolies that are happening overseas and moving or trying to move their production to Taiwan. Taiwan is a more democratic city. But Taiwan has its issues with China. They're fighting for their independence. China is trying to take over Taiwan now because of that, because a lot of manufacturers understand the game. And this is why I said, Haiti is in a right position. The Caribbean countries, Haiti, Jamaica, Trinidad, you are in a position to steal manufacturing from China right now and crush its empire. There is an issue with workers in China. A mainstream media here in the United States isn't talking about this, brother Tad. Um, you have a problem with um, the cost of living in China because, again, most of these people who work in these factories live on the countryside. So I'm not talking about mainland China. I'm not talking about, Hong Kong or what have you. I'm talking about Xiamen, Shenzhen, all in the countryside. So there are generations who have been working in these factories. But the millennials and the Gen Zers understand the tech industry. And so they are moving their labor, if you will, into the tech industry, and it is causing a huge problem in manufacturing of apparel goods and footwear goods and anything that is sold in a bottle. I don't care if it's water, soda, juice, I don't care what it is, vitamin supplements, anything, and I'm giving y'all the tea right now. Anything that is sold in a bottle, stack up on it because the bottling manufacturing plants have a shortage of labor. So you are going to wait months. There are going to be price increases on water, on your sodas and your juices or whatever it is that you drink, vitamin supplements, anything that comes in a bottle. Price increase a minimum of 20%. So a lot is going on. We got to get into all of that. So, that's what's happening, Brother Tad. It's very hard for them to maintain themselves in this arena unless you coming in with big guns or come in on a diverter. I think Rockaware did it for quite a while. Dame Dash was able to maintain that for quite a while. But then, it's very, very difficult because he's a black man, and we already know how the shrimp fried rice crew feel about us. You have to deal with that issue over there as well. Um, there is a brother who owns, I guess, the equivalent of what you would call a Dr. J's here in New York, brother Ted.
Okay.
He owns these stores in China. Actually, he owns about 70 stores in China. And I had, been talking with him, working with him to get black owned companies into his stores in China because, I said this many times before on this platform, the number one export in this country is black culture. So, hopefully, that'll work out and I can get some, black owned businesses into his stores, whether it's apparel, footwear, accessories, what have you, over there. And it's a benefit for me too. I'm not doing this for nothing. But yeah, so that's how the game go, brother Tad. It's like a gangster operations. You literally, when you go in, have to have a sit down with these factories. And you better bring somebody who knows something with you. You just can't come in here off the boat and think you're going to get some manufacturing done. That's not going to happen. So, and most of the people that I know who own brands, and some we're going to highlight here tonight, they worked for other manufacturing companies, so they know the ins and outs, or they knew the ins and outs before they went out on their own. So they, already developed a relationship, if you will, with these producers. That's what it's called overseas. They are producers of goods, wares, what have you, but that's what they're called. So, you know, we gonna get into all of that, a little bit later on as we move in, because I want to explain some of these brands that you know I've been mentioning. Sister, Brother Tad, I muted you for a second because I was getting some feedback. So if you want to put yourself back in, you could. Sister Alexis, yes, all is well. Hope all is well with you and yours. Abibi Fahodie, you got ripped off. Oh, I like that. I like that. Sister Farnessa, shout out to you and yours. Sister Joyce, Brother Monty, good evening to you. Black family. Brother Second Ra, shout out to you and your queen. I think she had a birthday, right? So happy belated birthday to her. Sister Amanetu, I hope all is well with you in the Midwest and your family out there. Um, Sister uh, Manira, Manira, shout out to you. Um, I heard you on Thorough Black Talk. I mean, not Thorough Black Talk. New Day. I think it was last week or the week before. Shout out to you. Yes, yes, brother, exactly. Sister Farnessa said a lot of these large companies will buy up black-owned businesses and shelve them because the black company was competition. That is true as well. But they understand, and let me explain this from an apparel side. Um, most of the marketing directors are either black or have a connection with our people. Um, that is almost a given. That's almost a given. So you're right about that. Yeah, it does sound like Rikers, C-76, C-53s. You know, that's what they called. They go by numbers, and it's the province from which they reside. So that's how it goes. Vanessa says, Sister Keisha, some of those folks have to squat. Yeah, they do. They squat over a hole. When I first saw it, I'm like, whoa, what the hell? Out in the open, too. It was crazy. It was crazy. Like, I didn't eat the whole week I was there. I couldn't wait to get back to the U.S. And I don't like that place. Um, I didn't spend time in mainland China. It was just to the factories and back. But that was many, many years ago. When I was in apparel, or just moving into crossing over from apparel to footwear. But also here in the United States now, a lot of companies house their goods in public warehouses. In Jersey mostly. If you got a store here in New York, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, most of the time the goods are housed in Jersey. Um, if you don't have your own warehouse spaces. Um, Jersey, California, these is where the goods are housed because they have the most warehouse spaces and they're public. But I can tell you from my years in working with apparel, the last apparel company that I worked for was 33 Degrees. It is a men's sweater, men's dress shirt company. Um, they did business. Well, they held their goods in Stacko Warehouse in Hoboken. Stacko Warehouse and Dynamic Warehouse in Hoboken is owned by the Gambino crime family. I had my issues with that as well. That's a story for another time. When I tell you that Sister Keisha has seen it all in this industry, best believe it. I could give y'all stories of some of your favorite. I don't watch football, but your favorite football players, um, reggae artists, and seeing them sniffing lines of coke and screwing each other. Like, please, I've seen the gamut of this business. Believe me. But anyway, moving right along. Brother Second Ross said, my son is 26 and has his own rig. We never know where he is. He stayed, yes, because truckers are in high demand right now. High demand. You have a company that I know out of the Midwest that are waiting now. Waiting. Their truckers are waiting for over a month already to pick up cargo. It's crazy. And also, once you in this business, it's very flexible, which is why I was in it for so long, or in it for so long. Um, it's flexible. It's you can transfer into different arenas very quickly. It isn't stagnant. It is a high paced industry. You have to be able to think quickly on your feet. And when someone puts millions of dollars into your hands, for example, one of back then, one of the major brands that I managed was Foot Locker. Foot Locker US, Foot Locker Canada, Foot Locker Europe. But when people trust millions of dollars into your hands, you have to be able to think quickly because you make decisions for them. So it's very high intense, very so I get a lot of people used to say that's why a lot of the people in the industry was cokeheads because it's very high pace. You have to be able to think quickly on your feet. But yeah, so that's how it goes. Greetings to you, Dr. Filet. Great show last week. I'm looking forward to Saturday. Um, yeah, yeah, you was on the show. I think so. Um, um, we need. Well, here's the thing with manufacturing in the states, and why most companies don't do it, because the cost to manufacture goods in the United States are ridiculous. So, for example, if you pay $10 for a Brother Taz shirt, right? Let's say you pay $10 for the Brother Taz shirt, and okay, yeah, he got Brother Taz. You got to unmute yourself when you're ready. But yeah, so you
I'm,
pay $10 for the shirt, Sister Farnessa. Let's say you pay $10 for the shirt. Um, but if Brother Tad has his stuff manufactured here, it's going to cost you $50 for the shirt, because the tax is ridiculous. So that's why really nothing in apparel and footwear is really produced here. Um, you have diverters who will house for you here, but that could be an added cost. So when you go to black owned businesses per se, and you say, why that t-shirt costs $40? I can get it for $20 over here. Well, because of the high cost of getting it through a diverter, and you're not producing it. You're buying it from another manufacturer. So you have to deal with their costs. So then, as a smart business person, you pass those costs over on to your consumers. So that's how it goes. Unfortunately, the cost to manufacture goods here and in Europe, if it's $50 here in Europe, it's 125. I mean, excuse me, here in the States, it's 125 in Europe. Even Christian Louboutin produces his shoes out of Italy. You can't. It's too costly. And the legislative body has to change that. They have to get out of this pay to play um, philosophy that they have here in this country to do that. Um, but something has to be done with China. Um, and I think, well, I know because I understand the industry that the Caribbean is ripe to do it. They just don't believe in themselves, number one, and afraid to go against the grain. Thank you, brother Belt. Thank you. I said I was going to wear one every week until the remainder of the year when we're done. Because my flavors, I don't be playing. And I'm gonna feature that company here tonight. So y'all been seeing the brims, y'all like the fedoras or what have you. I'm gonna hook y'all up tonight. I'm gonna hook y'all up. I'm gonna hook y'all. And some of these, listen, I got a footwear company that's about to hook y'all up with shoes for $25 and less. Okay, I got the hookup. So I'm put all y'all on tonight. Um, yes, indeed. Thank you, thank you. I wouldn't eat. No, sister. No, no, sister. Let me tell you something. I'm very particular. Believe me, I'm very particular when it comes to the things that I eat. And that was the first time in my life I ate McDonald's for a whole week. And I was sick as a dog when I came back. Tad, I wasn't eating nothing but that. Nothing. I didn't want no juices, nothing. I bought bottled water and McDonald's for a whole week. And
Hold up, you didn't want fried bat dumpling?
hell no. Hell no. You saw stuff in the street. I'm like, what the hell is that? Yo, I'm nah, nah, nah. And they like, try. No. Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Nah, where we
No.
from, we kill that. Those are
No,
called
no, no, no,
rodents.
no. Nah, we good, we good. And even like in the South, I used to work for a women's jean company many years ago. And they kept their warehouses in Brewston, Tennessee. Now, Brewston, Tennessee is rural Tennessee, but it's all also extremely racist. I had almost got into a fight when I was down there, and then somebody pulled my coat like, "You can't fight all these crackers," but at that moment I didn't care. Because Brother Tad, here's what happened, and they do slick stuff like I said it was a women's jean company, right?
Right.
So jeans are produced with cotton. So we get down to the warehouses, and I'm just doing an oversight. That's what I was sitting down there for, to do an oversight to make sure everything was up to code and all of that kind of stuff, right? So when goods come into a warehouse, you get a manifest, right? Or for whatever vessels, because that manifest has to be given to US Customs and they have to approve it before you can house it. So it was me and another sister, and everybody else was white, right? From the company that we worked for. Everybody else was white. Why they asked us, do we want to pick the cotton?
What?
They asked us, the two black girls, y'all want to see what the cotton? No, I want to speak no damn cotton feel like. Hell no.
Wow.
And they thought, they was looking at us like we crazy. Why would you? First of all, don't ask me to do no manual labor. Number one, because at that time I'm their bosses. All of these white folks here, yeah, I'm their bosses.
Right.
So why the hell would you ask me? Do I want to pick the goddamn cotton? You wouldn't ask, my boss at the time. You didn't ask him if he wanted to pick the goddamn cotton. I'm like, yeah, nah. Here we go. Here we go. So, and again, it depends on where your stuff is housed at. You got to be careful, with these warehouses too. Um, Ashley Stewart warehouse in Jersey. Yeah, most. Listen, if it's on the East Coast, it's going to be in Jersey. More than likely, it's going to be housed in Jersey. They have some in Maryland, but they not as big as Jersey and California. Redland, California. I can't remember off the top of my head right now. We need a private Zoom to hear all those stories. Yes, you do. Speaking of Zoom, did y'all hear about the class action suit that has been settled?
No.
With the privacy issues. I gotta send it to you and brother Ashe for sure. I'll do that tomorrow or definitely this weekend because I want you two to um, apply for the settlement because we use Zoom in the beginning of all of this. I've already done my application. I want you and Ashe to do it. A minimum of $25 is what you get. So
Oh.
25 to a million you can get.
Ooh.
Depends. So anybody who has used Zoom, class action lawsuit has been settled.
Now, what is this class action lawsuit about?
Privacy issues, and we had those.
Right. That's why
Uh,
I asked that question.
yes, it was because of privacy. So anybody who, even if you use Zoom for work, y'all hear me? File an application. All you got to do right now is Google Zoom class action settlement. It'll come up. The application, I'm telling you, is less than 3 questions. One, two, three. You answer it. Wait for your check in the mail. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'll put y'all under some free cash tonight. Don't play with
Look,
me.
look, I'm trying to get more than that 25.
Heck yeah, because I sent them um our registration.
Yes.
Excuse me, I'm drinking my green tea because I was so sleepy today. I didn't take a nap. Normally I take a nap. But when we had that privacy interruption,
Right.
that was recorded, so I was able to submit that as proof. So I don't know what we're gonna get, but I still want you and Ashay to fill it out as well.
Yes.
So I'll send that to you guys in the morning, more
Look,
than likely.
I'm glad you kept it.
I keep everything. I'm telling you, I am the receipt queen. Thank you, Sister Aminetu. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Actually, um, somebody asked me what I wanted for Kwanzaa, and yeah, more fedoras. And I sent the colors that I wanted too. I ain't playing with you. Not that bat fried dumpling. That's right. I mean, you had to see the stuff that the street food was. Yeah, they had this thing, some kind of balls. I'm like, what? We good. Never mind. I'm going to McDonald's.
Wow.
I ate a Big Mac every day.
Look,
I'm telling you. I'm
I'm at the
telling
corner.
you.
I'm at the corner of Bowery and Canal now.
Uh oh. Good luck. You in the hub. You in the hub, brother Tad. For real. For real.
For
Oh
those who
yes,
aren't
yes.
from New York, I'm in the heart of Chinatown.
That's the hub. That's the hub. I used to work over there. Well, not next to Chinatown in Soho. But yes, it doesn't affect our stock, Sister Farnessa. Um, when these big media brands or companies start up, they are insured. It's coming from the insurance. So it hasn't hindered our stock at all. She says, Sister Aminatu says, my husband built a clothing company when he lived in Brooklyn. He's had it since the 90s and he said he ain't selling it to nobody. He ain't even trying to hear no offers, and I don't blame him. Yes, because it's crazy. It's crazy. Brother Second Raw, he put the link in the chat for y'all. Get y'all bread. There you go, right there. Thank you, Brother Second Raw. Get you a minimum of $25. Get what you can get. Fill it out. Fill it out. It don't care if you use Zoom for work, if you had a family meeting, it don't matter. You used it, fill it out. You had an account, fill it out. You know, that's it. And I kept our account. I still have our account. So I was able to prove everything. I don't be playing. I kept the conversation that I had when I made the complaint. So I submitted all of that. I ain't playing around. But let's move right along, family. Now, here in New York City, they often say New York is the gateway to the world. What happens here eventually is going to rock out everywhere. Well, New York City Council um, passed legislation to allow a minimum of 800,000 non-citizens to vote um, in this city in local elections. Now, for me, that's an issue. That's an issue. You can be here 30
Me
days
too.
and work here.
That's
You can be
crazy.
working here as a cab driver for 30 days, and now you can vote. Now, me, Brother Tad knows I travel to Jamaica a lot. I know dignitaries there, for real, for real. I don't got to say so in how they operate. It's crazy. But for the last few years, there has been a decline in the black vote to the Democratic Party, and it's going down year by year, election after election. And so the Democratic Party is trying to save face. Um, so they want to allow non-citizens, to vote in local elections, which is a hindrance to everything that we as African Americans have been fighting for. Now, I think I sent the hearing to Brother Tad and Brother Ashe earlier this week. Now, here's the issue. You still have black leaders was just in Washington with Biden appealing to him to do something about the Voter Right Act. We still appealing for this nonsense, but in 30 days, non-citizens in New York City will be able to vote. Or excuse me, not in 30 days, but if they're here in the city for 30 days working, then they can vote in local elections. Now, they're going to vote their interests. They're not voting our interests. Although we built this city for them to come to in the first goddamn place. That's why I did a lecture on learning your local history so that you can appeal to the legislative body your perspective and your point of view and articulate it in a way that represents you and your interests. Now, all of these black city council folks and the public advocate, Jamani Williams, all dead set gung ho for this legislation. That includes Inez Barron, had it with her. That includes Bill Perkins, had it with him. That includes Eugene Matthew, had it with him. I think the only one in this area who didn't vote for it was Alika Samuels. So Brownsville, stand up. Y'all representation wasn't with it. Wasn't with it. Bed Stuy, I think Lori Cumbo was against it. I think. I have to go back and watch it again. But so this legislation is going to hinder black folk. You have this committee that voted for. Hold on, let me just pull this up because I ain't playing games no more. I ain't playing no games. Thank you, sister. I'm in that too. I try to stay on point. Um, I wonder if that's going to be the rest of course. This is the listen, when gay marriages was approved and set into motion, it's set off here first. You know, Stonewall was everything during that whole legislative process. You know what I'm saying? Brother Second Ross say, and they will vote in a block and stick together. That's right. Or be led to vote for their personal interests. Absolutely. Who was the black lady on the city council calling this white Hispanic her brother? Oh, that was Lori Cumbo. I think that's best style representation. I think
Yep.
Carnegie too.
Yep. That's Clinton Hill's best style area. That's from Irish. She ran against my brother Jelani Mashariki for that
Thank
seat.
you, brother Tad. Thank you. Carnegie too. You know I hate Carnegie, but he was down with the. I was about to start cursing on here because I get hot talking about this stuff. But let's go through this. Shall we? Hold on. Give me a second here, family. Now, here is the legislative. It was agended on January 1st, 2020. Now, when these type of things come up, it's important that the city council representatives um, send out notifications to their constituency so that their constituency can have a voice in the public hearing. Inez Barron, you ain't do that. I don't like them. I'm telling you. Not personally. Personally, has nothing to do with it. Structural politics, I can't stand them. So and I know a lot of people here, you love the Barons. You like that black talk. I told you it's just talk. I follow legislation. Now, first of all, the committee, city council person who brought this to the floor or wrote up this legislation is Yadanis Rodriguez. First of all, I don't understand nothing he says. This mother effer needs subtitles when he talks. And people can say I'm mean. This is an English speaking country. Either you know how to speak the language and articulate it, or shut the hell up or get some subtitles. because I had to watch his testimony like 4 times. Sorry, brother Tad, but it's the real. I just have to tell it like it is. You know what I'm saying? Like going back and forward to the Caribbean, I understand different patois dialects very clearly. I can distinguish Trinidadian from Jamaican very quickly and easily. These let me move on. Let me be quiet. Moving right along, because I'm getting hot. The sponsors of the bill. See, not only did these black folks vote for it, some of these idiots sponsored it with your desperate selves, wanting to stay in the office another 20 years. It's ridiculous. The sponsors was Udonis Rodriguez himself. Now let's just move right along till we find the black ones, huh? Shall we? Eugene Matthew, right here. Public Advocate Jemani Williams, Bill Perkins, right here. Inez Barron, right here. Right here. At least Lori Cumbo said she wanted to go back to the floor for a debate so that she could get more information on how it was going to affect African Americans. Inez ain't say that. She was with it out the gate. And if you want the link to the hearing, I will put it on Thorough Black Talk Facebook page right after this broadcast so you guys can listen to it for yourselves and see who voted how and when. Now, the committees are set up in city councils to handle areas of government operations. When you are appointed to a committee or even the chair of a committee, their salary is increased as well. So let's look at this committee. This committee is the Committee on Governmental Operations. Let's click on that, shall we? We about to bust the game wide open. Now, what do they do? Let's see. Municipal governmental structure and organization. They're responsible. All of you city workers out there that had to be forced with the snake bite. Yeah, this committee right here. Department of Citywide Administrative Services, Offices of Administrative Trials and Hearings, Community Boards, Tax Commission, Board of Standards and Appeals, Campaign Finance Board, Board of Election. The mere fact that this committee can bring such an argument to the floor is a conflict of interest. Why? Because what did I say that this committee is responsible for? Campaign Finance Board, Board of Elections, Voter Assistant Commission, Commission on Public Information and Communication. I didn't receive information from Inez Barron about this goddamn bill. She didn't say a word. Moving right along. Department of Records and Information Services, Financial Information Services Agency, and Law Department. Now, for all of you who are out there who say, well, I don't like politics or I don't like to engage, it affects you, dummy. All of these city workers out there who are complaining, this is the committee for it. This is who you should have been addressing instead of being out there on the goddamn streets marching. Let's move right along because I gets hot. I gets hot. I got to move along. So, anyway, that's what the Committee on Governmental Operations does. And because this committee is an oversight to Board of Elections and votings and campaign finance, it is a conflict of interest. I don't trust Udonis Rodriguez. One, because I don't understand what the hell he's saying. Two, his vested interest is for the Dominicans uptown, not me, not Tad, and not anybody else who identifies African. Because even in the hearing, and I'm going to post it, because what happens here, you can apply it to where you all live at in this country. When you listen to the Lori Cumbo give her argument as to why she has certain questions She tried to make Udonis and others understand that they have to stop identifying themselves as Dominicans because this bill, matter of fact, I wrote it down, who it directly affects, because you had Udonis give testimony. Oh, this would be beneficial to the Africans from Nigeria, from Senegal, from those of you who come from the Caribbean. This is what he was saying. Um, but Lori corrected him real quick, and she said that this bill is to benefit Dominicans, Chinese, and Mexicans. So, even with the DACA thing, you know, black people who come from different countries who reside here in the States, y'all was all gung ho, not knowing what the hell you're talking about, not knowing what the hell you're engaging in. And ain't nobody help y'all because you're still getting deported in droves. And so are your children. So, anyway, when you see your city council representative, pull up or go to their offices directly. Directly. I would do that with Inez, but she ain't ever in the damn office. You can mostly catch Inez Barron riding the number 3 train. Now, I don't ride the train that much, for the last couple of years. Maybe once, twice a week or whatever. But for the most part, you can catch her riding the number 3 train. So I hope to catch her because I'm going to pull up. Because she going to have to account for this nonsense. And I have had it with the Barons in city council and in Albany as state legislatures. I have had it. I live, work, play, whatever in my district. Hella taxes in my district. I'm not satisfied. I'm not satisfied. And I don't care. It's not about them personally. We talking business here. And they make me sick to my stomach. So let's move right along. Now, I want you all to see. Let me see if I can show you how this actually works. Give me 1 second, family. Okay, because I want to give you an education on how it works. The legislative process, when they bring bills to the floor, step one, council members work with the legislative division to craft a bill that is introduced at stated meetings where it is assigned to the appropriate committees, right? So say Brother Tad wants free housing set asides for pregnant mothers. He can draft a bill for that. He has to bring it to the floor, and then it's moved to the committee that deals with housing. Okay. And then Brother Tad has to argue his case to that committee. That committee votes, and then they bring it to the floor. Okay. That's how it works. Step two, committee will hold a public hearing, like I just said, on a bill to obtain feedback from the public and other government entities who may be affected by the bill. This may result in amendments to the bill. Inez Barron didn't bring this communication to her constituents. They sent out monthly flyers, and none of this crap was on it. Voting, step three, the committee votes on the bill. If the bill passes the committee by majority vote, the bill is then sent to the full council where it will be considered and voted on at a stated meeting. The bill must gain pass by majority vote. Step four, mayoral decision. Eric Adams. All of you who out, let me just read this. After a bill is passed by the council, it is presented to the mayor, who has 30 days to either sign the bill into law, veto the bill, or take no action. If the mayor vetoes the bill, it is sent back to the council. If this happens, the council can override the mayor's veto in a 2/3 vote. If the mayor doesn't sign or veto the bill within 30 days, it becomes law automatically. Step 5, bill becomes law. Once a bill is signed by the mayor or it is vetoed and has been overridden by the council, it is then added to the New York City Charter or Administrative Code. So this will linger until Eric Adams takes seat, which is in a few weeks, couple of weeks, you know. Um, let's move right along. Sister Farnessa says, who was the black? Oh yeah, I answered that question already. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Um, yes, yeah, it is. I really can't deal with it. Um, y'all better leave Tad alone with his cell phone. Y'all better leave him alone. They messing with you, brother Tad. But that's how
I'm
it
not
works,
paying
family.
attention. I'm trying to find parking.
I feel you, bro. But that's how it works, family. And this is why you have to be interactive. So, and understand how these committees work. Because, even with all of the protests against the snake bite mandates, and, you know, I honor everyone in their spirit. I really do. In their fight. And I had to learn that myself. I used to be one of those, out there ready to get it in, and but I understood I had to learn the process and how it works. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't protest, but as they say in the South, bless your heart, because you should have been here talking to this committee. The union representatives and their members they represented should have rushed the offices of these committee members. That's where you should have been at. That's where you should have been at. So, a lot of these people come out and march, and these are all diversionist tactics. And unbeknownst to the citizens, they just want to do something to stop the nonsense. But it is to their own detriment, because they don't understand the political process and how it works. And I hear that a lot from people, family. I don't want to deal with politics. Then you're going to suffer, and so are your children. And so are their children's children, because you don't want to engage in the hard part. You want to get out there with signs and yell and rant and rave. You can do that, but it has to be followed up with direct action with these committees, not just your city council, but your state representatives. It has to be followed up. You have to be able to engage in a way that lets them know you are clear in the process and how it operates. So don't come to you with no nonsense. You understand what I'm saying? Shout out to Brother Ray Ray. They had a great program last night with Dr. Arthur Lewis. I hope some of you were able to check it out. I had put the Zoom link on the Thorough Black Talk page. But once it's released to YouTube, I will definitely get it from Brother Ray Ray and post it, or BitChute. I think he might put it on BitChute, but I will get it and send it to you all again. Um, Farnessa says these mandates should be a thing that make black folks finally decide to band together to start and do businesses with each other on a permanent basis. I would agree. I would agree. Um, she said black businesses can create packs. Absolutely. Hello, sister. That's what I'm talking about. And this is why the businesses that you do patronize, it's important that you understand their political philosophies as well, and let them know that, because they're there to do business. You have to be the person to let them know, no, we here to do business, but when you write them checks, or when you get them grants, or when you get ribbon cuttings and all of this stuff from these politicians, yeah, you got to represent our interests, or we'll shut you down as well. It's a give and take situation. It's just not patronize these businesses and you get nothing in return. That's ridiculous. You know, The Koch brothers, for example, one of the biggest contributors to the Republican and some Democrats, but mainly Republican candidates. When you buy Dixie cups or Dixie plates or whatever, let's say, for example, that's one of the companies that the Koch brothers own. But let's say when you buy that, they're representing the interests, you know, of their body. They don't care that black people are buying Dixie cups or Dixie plates or whatever. You don't represent white interests. Excuse me, white 1% wealth interests. That's what the Koch brothers subscribe to. They make that very clear and very known. They don't hide anything. But you being a consumer may not know that. So you have to tie these things together. Sister Aminetu says, right, people need to realize you got to get in it. Yes, yes, you got to get in it. And in fact, hold on, let me see if I can get this here. Let me see. There we go. I just dropped the StreamYard link in the chat for you guys if you want to come on live. Um, they may, brother Ray Ray, maybe not. So if you put it on BitChute, then let's send it to me, and then I will make sure that our viewers get to see it. For those of you who want to come on live with us tonight, you can do so. I just dropped the link in the chat. It is highlighted on your screen as well. Copy and paste and follow the instructions, and we'll bring it into. You got ripped off. Said, I try not to support eugenicist companies like Kellogg's, right? Who ironically are replacing thousands of workers who are protesting. Facts, facts, facts. So, that's just what's happening, in New York City. You can rest assured it's coming to a city near you. So you better be prepared for that, prepared to deal with that when it does happen, um, and get out in front of it if you can. Don't, wait until it's too late, like, New Yorkers, black New Yorkers here did or are doing, and voting against your interests. I don't care what's happening. I don't. You can call me mean, cruel, or what have you. I don't care what's happening with other folks. I don't care what happens to their kids. I don't care. I don't care. I care about us. I care about us because nobody's caring about us. And you got to be an idiot to worry about other people and their concerns before your own. That's just ridiculous. So, we're going to move right along. Now, as I said, we coming into, you know, your Christmas holidays. I don't rock with that, but if you do, that's your personal business. I could care less, right? You got Kwanzaa coming in, family get-togethers, and a whole lot of stuff that's happening. So, um, a lot of people are shopping. But if you're going to shop, you know, shop with your own, and build a rapport with these companies so that you can get put on, have a voice. Believe it or not, a lot of these black-owned companies, they're listening because I engage with some of them. Excuse me, they are listening. So one company that I do business with, and like I said, when it comes to footwear, I've been in this business for well over 20 years. So I think I got a little bit of expertise. Um, when it comes to quality, a lot of your name brands have poor quality. Nike is one of them. Um, they use a lot of artificial subsidy in their quality. So let's say, for example, they may have most athletic brands aren't leather, right? It is a PU or a thermobuck, something of the sort, microfiber, whatever. Because one, it is less costly. Two, it can change the shape of shoes. So most of the time, not talking about boots, I'm talking about athletics. They aren't leather. You have very few. You have like your Air Force Ones, but even that is a problem. They use a bit of PU in that as well. So it's like 90% leather and something else mixed in it, you know. So that's how it works. But anyway, so one of the companies that I do business with is a footwear brand um, called Rock Deep.
Sister
And
Keisha,
brother, go ahead, brother.
I said, what is the PU? You said some of them use PU instead of leather. What is a PU?
It's artificial leather. It's permathi. It's PU is a descriptive for permahide or polyurethane,
Okay,
if you will. So that's why it's called. Us in the industry, we call it PU. Instead of saying polyurethane, we call
right.
it PU. Some soles are not rubber; they're EVA, which is a
Wow.
synthetic rubber. Um, yeah, because it's very costly, and then it can alter the shape of a shoe. So you ever wore a shoe and it get a crease in it,
The Nike Uptowns, the Air Force Ones.
right? And you can't get that crease out,
Right.
because that leather, it does what it's supposed to do. So people complain about it, but you still gonna spend that 175 to get it. You see what I'm saying? Even though it only costs Nike $15 to make.
Oh,
So absolutely, most athletic brands, and Nike being the highest, Jordan being its number one, or the Jumpman being its number one shoe, cost about $16, $17 a shoe to make. But again, once you factor in the labor costs, the vessel costs, the trucker costs, the factory warehouse hold, that is passed on to you,
and their bottom line budget.
right? Because they got to make money. So what happens is manufacturers set a retail price for merchants. So we're going to use Tad being, let's call Tad Shoe Store, right? I'm the manufacturer. So I set a manufacturer's retail price automatically for Tad, but Tad doesn't have to go by that. He goes by his bottom line. So I can set my retail at 79.9, but Tad has to figure in how many employees he has, so on and so forth. Eventually, that shoe goes up to $175 a pop. That's how it works. That's just how it works, family. So, this brother that I buy footwear from, I think in the last 6 months, I'm waiting for three more pairs to come in now. So, about 7 pairs I bought from him in the last 6 months. Even his B grades are of higher quality than your recommended national or internationalized brands. And if you don't know what a B grade is, a B grade, let's say Brother Tad has a shoe and he wants the shoe in a stretch fabric, red and white, butterflies, and the producers make a mistake and make it white and red. And instead of being butterflies, it's ants. They're not throwing that product away. In fact, Brother Taz still has to pay for that product. He will get a discounted on that product, but he still has to pay for it. And so internationalized brands usually ship or sell their B grades to lower end stores, right? You, the consumer, don't know any different. You don't know any different. I can look at a B grade and tell what it is because I'm on the inside, so I know. But you, the consumer, won't know. So you say, well, I went to these stores and I bought a pair of Chucks for $25. The same Chucks is in such and such mall and it costs $69.9. That's because that $25 is a B grade. You don't know what it is. Maybe your stitching is off. You wouldn't know that because you're not the designer or the manufacturer. So you wouldn't know. You think you got a good deal, $25. So anyway, moving right along with Rock Deep footwear, even his B grades are of higher quality than your international brands, right? And all of his shoes are named after something African, right? I'm waiting for the Sojourner Truce right now. I can't wait to get those in. Those look tough. But anyway, and he also sells memberships. Now your memberships get you a lot of free pairs and unlimited discounts. So right now he has some B grades that are of great high quality, and he's selling them between $20 and $25 with the 50% off coupon. All right, so let me see. Let me see if I can pull this up. Boop. All right, let's get me and brother Tad in on the side. How? Let me see. Hold on. Hold on 1 second, brother Tad. I'm trying to fix this. Here we go. Okay, so this is Rock Deep Apparel. These are the B grades that he has for sale. This is the Negoose. Um, I forget what this one is called, but yes. So you go to the website. Rock. Let me. This is their Instagram page. In fact, if you he has an app as well. You get more discounts through the app than you do on Instagram and Facebook because he can go live, let's say 8 o'clock at night, and say, well, I'm offering 80% off for the next 3 hours. Right? So you would want to be in the know when these things happen, right? Because the Sojourner Truth that I'm waiting on, you know, was 165. He just dropped $100 off of him. So I was able to get him like that because I was on the app when he went live and copped those. So, this is the company. This these are the Zenobias. Um, and there's a story behind every shoe. The quality is superb. I think, hold on, give me a second, family. Let me just close this 1 minute here. These are also $25. Yes, the B grades. Depending on your size, you can get some for $20. All right. Um, Let me see. I'm trying to pull up the ones that are on sale right now. The Wu Tang, that's for members only. His memberships are start at $150. So with a membership, you get an automatically free pair. So if you wanted the Wu Tangs, that could be your free pair, right? Um, right out the gate, you getting discounts, and you get discounts forever. And I wouldn't lie to you. If it was a whack company, I would tell y'all it's a whack company. But the shoes and footwear are superb. Let me see if I could pull up a video real quick. Let me see.
It's up now. Happy Monday to everybody. Yes, my voice is a little hoarse. I've been off all weekend because of my wife's birthday. My son's birthday was last week. These are up now. Just want to let y'all know. And we have extended, we will extend it'll be up active later. So a couple people apparently over the weekend were having problems with discount codes. So we're extending it until midnight tonight. So if you don't get it right, put it in all caps correctly because I don't know how some people were able to buy it and some people weren't, but we will extend it out of courtesy today till midnight tonight. Appreciate y'all. Hope everybody has a great day.
Let me see. All right. So anyway, that is Rock Deep Apparel. Um, great brands. I'm trying to pull up the website so you guys can actually see more of the product that you can get for your family members at a discount. Especially, you might be like Brother Tad. You got a lot of children, a lot of grandchildren, and you want to buy footwear for everybody. Um, you know. So this is, let me see.
Yeah, I was getting ready to ask you, what's the Instagram page again?
Oh, Rock Deep Global. Rock Deep Global. I'm gonna put it in the chat right now. Hold on. Put it in the chat right now for everybody to get it. You could go to the Google Store, Brother Belt, for the app because you got to download it. Go to the Google Store, put in Rock Deep, and I'm telling you, when he go live, you know, be ready because he gonna drop all kind of discounts. These are the new joints that are coming out. Um, these are for members. Hold on, I can't even pull it up because you see, it's for members. So I have to log in through the app to show that. But anyway, he has about 200 styles. So, take your time, go through them. Look at the story behind. These are the Sojourners, but I'm not getting that color. I'm looking for another color, the peach ones. But yeah, so I try to, give y'all some insight on some product that's, on point. Brands that are on point that's going, take care of you. Take care of you. Now, again, you have to be patient with shipping for his product because, as I explained in the beginning, there is a deep, deep congestion problem in the ports that he and no other brand can handle right now. Okay, so everybody is going through it right now. So just be patient. Don't just say, well, he ain't ship me my shoes. No, he will take care of you. And on top of that, give you additional discounts. So, you know, you might want to get in with Rock Deep Global. Also, let me see if I can put this in. Give me a second, family. I want to put in, let's see, FMP. I'm going to show y'all where Sister Keisha get her fedoras from. And I'm talking cheap, like, 25, $27. Ladies, if you like your bags and your accessories, and, I'm about to put y'all on. So give me a second here. Let me see. About to put y'all on. All right. This is Fmp Accessories. This is where Sister Keisha gets her, well, the majority of my fedoras from. The flavors are off the chain. She just released new flavors. Check these new flavors out. Hold on. Let me pull these up. New flavors. New flavors. Hold on. Give me a second. Here we go. All right. This is Fmp Accessories. So this is where I get my fedoras from. Ladies and gents, she just dropped a video on some new product. She always got a sale going on too. You want to definitely, be in the loop with those. Hold on, check these flavors out, ladies. Check them out.
No, I don't think you understand. I'm obsessed. No, I don't think you understand. I'm obsessed. No, I don't think you understand. I'm obsessed.
I'm telling you, flavors on top of flavors on top of flavors. And she sells, see, you got the bags here, bracelets, wide brim fedoras, different ones. So, check out Fmp Accessories. Let me drop this in the link in the chat so you guys can have that as well. There is Fmp Accessories. Now you have a lot of restaurants that are offering what do you call it, gift cards and things of that nature. You might want to check out the Southern Comfort in Brooklyn. They have an Kwanzaa celebration. Um, Cover is $10. Let me pull this up. For those of you in the New York City area, they're having December 26th, Southern Comfort, Kwanzaa celebration, food, fun, and drinks, $10 cover charge. This is one of my favorite restaurants in Brooklyn. Actually, the proprietor went to the same school as my cousin Tashima, and this is my favorite appetizer. You know, sorry for all the vegans out there. They got some options, but this right here, the collard green yam mac and cheese egg roll. I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all.
Collard green mac and cheese egg roll.
I'm telling you, Tad, when you have one of these, be by yourself. Just be quiet. you know, but I pretty much love the menu there. Again, there's look, you got people playing the sax outside sometimes. There are different DJs. And it's on the legendary Marcus Garvey Boulevard in Brooklyn. So check them out. when you get a chance, family, you could do that. I wanted to let me see, where is it here? Give me a second, family. I'm trying to make sure I get all of these businesses. Um, one of our favorites here in the Brooklyn area is Nicholas Brooklyn. Um,
Yeah.
Sister Monique and the crew. One of Ashe's favorite as well. You can definitely check them out. Anything that you need for yourselves, your family, especially in COVID.
Who's next? Hip Hop Harry. We like hip kids.
Facts, facts. This is the owner, Sister Monique, in the middle. You got DJ Hassan who be spinning on the ones and twos, and my young brother Zion over there. Um, Prince Imagine right here. This is King Simon's son right here. So you never know who you're gonna find at Nicholas Brooklyn. What's going on? So check them out as well. Let me see. What is it? Give me a second, family. There is a black gaming um spot in Queens. I'm trying to give me a second, family. I gotta get it off my phone and then put it in here. But they deal with gaming. So if you want to host a party or what have you, those of you who are in the gaming world, they're out in Queens, New York. Give me a second and I will pull that up. I believe it's called Game Station. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Look at God. I'll tell you, boy. Hold on. Give me a second, family. Take your kids there, have a fun time with the family. Yes, Game Station Inc. out of Queens, New York. Um, Different activities they have going on. Get somebody a gift card or something. People
And
have
this is black,
parties there.
correct?
Black owned. Yes, black owned in Queens, New York. I'll give you the address in a minute. I just want to show some videos they have. Yeah, they have the adult game nights too. You might want to check that out.
Yeah, that's what I'm into.
Got that
Grown-
too, brother Tad. They are on. Hold on, and they also have a workshop here in Brooklyn too, in Flatbush. So I will put the link for that in here. Let me see in the chat, so you guys can check them out at your leisure. And tell them that Thorough Black Talk sent you. Don't forget that. Wherever site you go to, let them know that Thorough Black Talk sent you. So you can host events, getting to gaming because, as this metaverse continues to increase or what have you, you might want to get your kids involved in this industry. For real.
Very
Nike just bought what's the gaming footwear company? RTFKT. Um, Nike just bought them, and Nike just
gaming.
gained a patent. Say that again, brother Tad.
That gaming footwear.
Yes.
I'm
Let me
unfamiliar
see.
with that.
RT. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Give me just a minute. This is not black owned, but I'm just showing you because when you play games, um, you have people who are or characters that change clothing and things of that nature.
Right.
Companies own those. So right now, Nike has the blueprint in the new metaverse. So they don't care about you consumers anymore. They moving to the metaverse. So they already bought this company who was a staple in the gaming industry. So when your characters change avatars, clothing, or what have you, probably was sold to the gamer by this company here, which was just bought by Nike. So, that's another thing you might want to get your youngsters into. Let me see. There was something that I wanted to. Oh, give me a second. I know what it is. Give me a second, family. One of my favorite brands, and they ship across the country and overseas. Um, Last week, when we were going through our family history a little bit, um, I showed a picture of my husband and I when we renewed our wedding vows. Um, and the person who dressed us was Moshood, um, dressed us from head to toe. Um, I wanted us to wear African garb, but I wanted it modern and I wanted it high end. And my husband pretty much left it in my hands to choose. So I went to Mashoud and they dressed us from head to toe, literally. This is a shirt that they wanted my husband to wear, but I was dead set against that. So they chose another top for him. But the quality of clothing is superb. Um, that is just my experience with them. Um, they, like I said, dressed us from head to toe. This is the shirt that they wanted us to wear, wanted my husband to wear. But we chose something different, similar to that, but different, for our vow renewal. Um, they have been a staple in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn for, I don't know, 40 years, Brother Tad.
Yeah, at least.
When you were a teenager, when we was growing up, everybody, or at least the girls, everybody wanted a Mushu shirt. At least, you
Yeah.
know.
In fact, I think Erica Badu lived over Mushu when she moved to Brooklyn. I know she lived on that block.
Right, right, right.
And in fact, they were, remember, if you can remember in the 90s in Fulton Street,
Uh-huh.
Staple that transformed that neighborhood, the Fulton Street part, when they moved over there and called it Bogalan. Bogalan. Everything was African and black owned. You had their store, Circular Art Enterprises, Cake Man Raven, Knaps, um, so many black owned stores. So many black
Absolutely.
owned just because of them and their influence.
Absolutely. And you can get some custom kicks done by my brother who was he I'm telling you, dressed me from head to toe. Um he does custom kicks too. So you might have a favorite pair of shoes that you want customized. Um Brother can hook you up, for sure. Bendino hook you up for sure. And he's from IET. So very good brother, very good brother. So definitely you could check out Moshood. Again, they are one of my favorite brands. Here is Sister Monique, owner of Nicholas Brooklyn, who Moshood is right next door to her now. They are neighbors in the restoration on Fulton Street. So you can shop with Moshood and then
Right.
go over and get your stuff from Sister Monique, all one shot right there. So check them out when you get a chance. You can do that. And follow them on Instagram, Facebook. I'm not sure if they're on Twitter, but I know Instagram and Facebook. So again, family, buy black. Um, this coming holiday season. There was one more thing I wanted to show you. The Black Wealth Group. I don't know if Um, let me see. Let me see. How you spell it? Black Wealth Crew. It's a good site to follow on Instagram. You get a lot of history and knowledge and information, especially on how to run business, how to interact with business, how to look for great consumerism in businesses. Black people who are doing phenomenal things. Like I didn't know. Like I said, I'm not into football, but through this site, I found out that one of the owners of the Milwaukee Bucks is a black woman, and I reached out to her for some things for swap. You know what I'm saying? So There's a lot. Here she is right here. Valerie Daniels. Here we go. She is the only single black female owner of the Milwaukee Bucks. So again, you can get through, if you have an organization, you might want to reach out to some people, some businesses, get some insight on your business, how to help your business grow, if you will. You want to check out this page, the Black Wealth Crew. I found out that one of the largest manufacturers for automobile interior, what do you call that? Seating, is a black owned company with about 3,000 employees. So this young sister repairs motorcycles. She can teach you how to repair your motorcycle, and it's her business. She is on the continent of Africa, and you know, do business with her. 9-year old, and she can teach you how to repair your motorcycle. And there you go, international business right there. So again, they got some funny ones in here, but we move right, past that. Sister Marie, here is a black owned luxury hotel in downtown Baltimore. Baltimore. I didn't even know. So I'm traveling back and forth to Baltimore. I'm hanging out here. Brother Tad, what you say?
I said, wow, I'm going to maybe next month.
Okay, the Ivy Hotel. So, you learn a lot through this Black Wealth site. And again, they will give you insight to different businesses. Um, these brothers have their own bread company, um, and they do business online. So you can get your bread shipped to you as well. If you have a store and you want to carry their bread in your store, you can reach out to them. Um, you have a lot of people on here, or a lot of businesses on here, that you may not have think that black people are in the forefront of, but they are. You know, um, they had a young sister in here, I think 20 something years old, just bought a Chick-fil-A franchise. So different things, different historical facts as well. So you might want to check them out. Another company for children. If your children like to read, they like comics, things of that nature, introduce them to Black Sands. You might find it appealing. Um, my grandson, he now watches the cartoon series. I think they have a few episodes on YouTube, or at least the first 2 seasons, I think, on YouTube. You could check that out, and check them out here online as well. Um, Very, very interesting comics, if you will. So again, there are plenty of businesses that you all can engage with. You have social media at your fingertips, whatever it is, even if it's baseball caps that you like. There is a brother on here who has a company for that as well. You can purchase them, and he makes them custom as well. If you want a haircut, all my brothers and sisters in the Brooklyn area, there is a brother who comes to you and with his van, and take care of your haircut right then and there for you. Um, I'll try to pull his up, but and you can get gift cards for people in your family. I like to get gift cards because I ain't got time to do all this shopping. I don't. I give cash and gift cards. I do. I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. That way you get what you want and leave me alone. You know. Even for birthdays. Like I give cash. I think when a child is born, I usually buy them bonds in their name. But yeah, I give cash or gift cards. I don't feel like it. So, Brother Tad, what do you think about some of the businesses we highlighted?
I think that's excellent, particularly for Kwanzaa. I think
Okay.
tradition is always good, but some traditionalists will suggest that no, don't buy anything. We need to make We need to make our gifts and buy the children books, and like everybody ain't that creative now. We got to be realistic. I don't know how many crochet dashikis anybody wants for Kwanzaa, and I'm not knocking it. Shout out to my grandmother who loved knitting, but yeah, every year it's not feasible and it's not realistic, you know, and having conversations with people. I think for us to move into the new millennium, we have to think futuristic. You know, it's good to know our history, but we definitely have to create a black future now. We always talking about black history, but we don't focus on the black future. And Professor Anthony Browder, shout out to him, because you can definitely go on his website and purchase books and other things. But he has a scroll, a long timeline that talks about our story from ancient Kemet, the beginning of ancient Kemet. You know, he don't even go back into Nubia, just the beginning when Nama, I believe, united the upper and lower region of Kemet, all the way up to our enslavement. And when you see how short that is, you see that slavery only interrupted our story. But I bring that up because the way he finishes it, he talks about a black future with the teachings of a Dr. Clark, a Dr. Ben, Dr. Francis Cress Wilson, Dr. Amos Wilson, and the likes. You know, let's implement what they've done to shape a better black future. And I think by supporting our own businesses and promoting them, we're on the right path to making sure that no longer will we be consumers but producers. Because that's one of the things that Dr. Clark was big on. We need to be producers. He said, you're not serious about freedom if you can't make your own drawers. I thought that was powerful. If you can't make your own drawers, you're not serious about freedom. And yeah, so we need to start promoting, creating businesses that meet our most basic needs. And not to mention a little luxury like the Ivy Hotel, you know, because we do deserve to be pampered and stay in nice places. We don't need to let our conditions be synonymous with lesser qualities and poverty. We got to get out of that mindset. You know, we're descendants of royalty. If we're kings and queens, gods and goddesses, then we got to think, move, and conduct ourselves as such. You know, so this is very important, particularly for those of us who really want to celebrate Kwanzaa, because we got some folks that never celebrated Kwanzaa or is new to Kwanzaa, you know, and they may get the traditional idea, oh, you got to make your gift, and they just writing a card to you like Happy Kwanzaa or Barigani. Like, nah, I want something nice and tangible. I like nice shoes, so I might hit up Rock Deep. I was scrolling through his thing, you know, just looking, and the kicks look dope. The
Yeah,
kick,
he got really good, and the quality is really superb. And I'm telling you that because I know good footwear when I see it, regardless of the brand. I know it when I see it. I know fabrics. I know molds. His molds are, and a mold is very expensive. Um,
right,
um, he has from sizes for men, I believe, size 6 through 16. Um, and for women, size 5 through 11. Um, and he has a few kid styles as well. But again, y'all go through it. When you go on the website, click on B grades, start there. You want to get something that's not expensive. If you have a grab bag, for example, for someone and you don't want to spend more than $25, you can get them a nice pair of kicks for $20. You can't go wrong with that. I know Brooklyn, there is going to be a Kwanzaa Fest. Um, it's sort of like a bar crawl. I'm trying to see if I can get the sister to send me the information so I can let you all know. But again, check things out where you live. I'm sure of it. At Sister Keisha, what are your thoughts on our people who purchase white businesses, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, instead of their own? I'm not sure what you mean by that question. Do you mean the products or the franchises, because I think we should buy as many franchises as we possibly can. And if
Yeah, I
that's
think
your preference to eat, then go ahead, brother Tad.
no, I think they're talking about the franchises.
Buy them. Buy them because there aren't many black companies where you can franchise from. But go ahead, brother Tad.
And what I want to also say too is what's really important for us as black people, and I think this is very, very, very important. We have to realize that we're not the only consumers, and this is not till you got ripped off. This is just in general for all businesses. Sometimes we paint ourselves in a corner and pigeonhole ourselves when we only target our own folks. Now we should have multiple sources of income now. So if we want to have a specific business that caters to our folks, that's fine and good, but it can't be our major source of income because we will fail every time. You know, we're a small percent of the population. And then those who actively seek us out to support our businesses is even a smaller percent of the population. So we have to realize that in business, it is not personal. We're probably the only group that makes business extremely personal. Now, we know every group in our community doesn't care for us too much. However, they understand the power of the dollar. So they build businesses in our community and other folks' community because they realize they're going to get the resources, but then take them home to the group that they're most focused on. Us as a community, we have to think the same way. We have to branch out, make products and services that cater to other groups so we can have their resources and bring them home to our group and take care of business like that. You know, that's success one-on-one. Unfortunately, a lot of entrepreneurs that I see, they only create products for one particular demographic and then wonder why it's not successful. Because you need a universal product. Because the money is the bottom line. That's what we get into business for. You know, if you want to cater to a specific group, then by all means, do volunteer service and leave it at that. But don't think we're going to just cater to our folks and make this whole big bucket of money, because that's not the case. Unless you start a church. Now, if you start a church, then power to you. Outside of that, it's not going to work. But I digress.
You're right, brother Tad. That's just business. You want everybody to buy your product. When I was trying out these well, I wanted real feedback for a cleaning um product that I made when we first had the shutdown, and I sent them to white-owned businesses. I wanted them to clean up their establishments with my product. Also opening me up to have the ability to have my product on their store shelves. That's just business. You want everybody to buy your product. Everybody. And so sometimes when I see a lot of these companies producing apparel or whatever, they're geared to, as Brother Tad says, one demographic. And that's why you cannot compete with the major brands, because major Nike is not making a shoe just for black people, even though the majority of its consumer base is black. They're not buying it for you. I mean, making it for you. They're making it for everybody. So you have to understand that when you are producing a product or producing a service, right? You want everybody. If Better Days Ahead Fitness was to take off, Brother Tab want clients from all demographics because all money spends the same. So it makes no sense that, if you want to take things to the next level, that you stay within your own. You're going to remain stagnant.
You know it's crazy because even with Better Days Ahead fitness, I lowered the price to cater to our folks because I realized the necessity for our folks to get into shape, right? But who do you think supported me the most? Middle East,
Others.
European, Asian. They were buying my packages in droves. And I was like, wow, I made the price affordable for our community. However, it was others who supported. Now, had I made it specifically for us, oh, I wouldn't even made $1. I'd have got a few people to come out, but for the most part, you know, but that was me exercising my intelligence, understanding how business works. A basic understanding at that, because it's not like I'm a business expert. I just understand that products and services should everybody should be able to purchase it, you know, not just one specific group. It's almost like beads for locks. You can only sell that to those who have locks. People who have short hair can't buy it. So, but some people sell culturally specific products that only cater to one particular demographic. I was sharing this with somebody the other day. I was in North Carolina at an event, and the brother got mad because I didn't buy a book, because I bought a bean pie from the vendor next door, because he was having a tough time selling books. However, not everybody wants to read Black history. And truth be told, I had most of the books he had already, so the ones I didn't have were the ones I wasn't that interested in. However, I was hungry, so I went to the bean pie table. And it was funny that he was upset and even had the audacity to voice it. It was like, our folks is crazy. But I get it, his frustration, because nobody was buying the books like he thought they would, you know? And unfortunately, in business, you got to know your audience. You got to, you know what I'm saying? It's very important. You got to know your customer base, and you always want to broaden your customer base. So that's why tonight's show is so important on how we're highlighting Black businesses, because when Kwanzaa come around, a lot of people are still coming to the consciousness. In this, in this new millennium, people are still just learning because so much has been hidden, and folks want to support. They want to do their part. However, everybody don't want to buy incense and oils and chew sticks and stones and copper chains. And I'm not knocking that, but some folks are not there yet. They want something that they can use day to day, but still is produced or owned by us. So they like sneakers. So let me check out Rock Deep. They like fedoras. So they check out that site. The kids might be into gaming. Let me go to Queens and take the children there, where people of all nationalities can enjoy it. And that's what we want. Not saying we're catering to all nationalities per se, but we're arming ourselves with the equipment to compete, because the money talks. The money talks. I don't care what nobody say. Even when you study our story during our enslavement, a lot of people were able to buy their freedom and their family's freedom. Why? Because that dollar talks. That dollar says a lot. So we definitely have to get into the mindset of being producers, of producing goods and services. And that way, community.
Yes, indeed. I agree with you 100%, Brother Tad. Um, I don't like cheap stuff. I don't like poor quality um, in anything. My plumber is black, electrician is black, you know, my accountant is black, had the same accountant for almost 30 years now. Um, you know, it's so much out there. As Brother Tad said, you know, tax season is going to be coming up soon. So you might know a black accountant, get a gift card for somebody, go to his business and use the gift card and, get the taxes done for business or what have you, or go to a favorite restaurant, whoever. I don't like, I'm not into the oils in the instance. Well, I do have some oils, but I use that for my altar downstairs. But I'm not into those. I don't want no copper bracelets, copper rings. That's not my style. If it ain't gold and diamonds, I don't want it. That's just me. That's just me. So I don't rock with that other kind of stuff.
So hold on, you don't want the clear crystal
No.
home copper? Polish with no, sis.
No, I don't want none of that. None of that.
It enhances your aura though. It keeps the no, sis.
Nah, I drink the tea to enhance my aura. I'm good over here.
Well, hold in vegan water to make the tea. Make the waters vegan, all right?
From the Kemetic Alps, right? Get out of here. Stop it. Stop it.
Yo,
So again,
we
good, brother.
man. Yo, and this is real talk. Going to these events and these dudes with these $5 and $10 bottles of water, man. I just want a regular bottle of Poland Spring. I'm gonna keep it 100, man. Just give me a regular bottle of water. Cause they don't drink that in the house. They know they drinking faucet water in the crib. So I don't know why they coming out trying to rob us. Please stop it. It's not proper business. It's just not. Sis, I can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. This is
Yeah.
Fashions by TJ. If you like head wraps, some of the t-shirts that you see me wear on the program, I got from her. Very fashion glasses. You can see up here. She has a head wrap class. You can get things custom made if you want. Totally up to you. Um, and you can really catch her downtown Brooklyn at City, whatever you call it, what it used to be Albee Square Mall, Brothers had. I forget what that's called.
City Point.
City Point. That's right. She's down there. She has a site, a website, and she also has, this is her Instagram, and she has Facebook as well. So again, some of the t-shirts that you see me wear come from her. Another shirt company that I love, is Mess in a Bottle. I just bought my Respectfully, I'm from Brooklyn t-shirts, and you can get them custom. You see, she can customize it for you, so you can put your city, up in here. I'm about to get me a jacket though. She has dresses, jackets. You can find her product in Target now.
Dope.
Um, yes, Mess in a Bottle, straight out of Brooklyn. You heard? So now you can get her products in Target as well. Um, those are just two businesses that I patronize. The quality is great. The customer service, again, is great. And that's very, very important to me. Um, let's see. Again, this is Rock Deep. These are the shoes that he has available for $20 and $25. These right here is fly. I'm trying to tell y'all right now. I don't see any more. I guess he sold out. Woo! The Black Eternals were fire. Um, yeah, I guess he sold out, and I was able to cop those two on sale. But again, you can check out that as well. Um, Naga's Footwear, I think, is another one if that's your preference. For me, it's a quality issue. I just prefer this brand better. Again, you got ripped off say anything but Dasani and Aquafina water. I don't know what the hell they be saying at these events, but like Brother Taz said, just give me a regular bottle of water. I don't got time for this foolishness. Just leave me alone with the foolery. Leave me alone, please. So again, just try. What's most important to me is that you guys connect with your family and your loved ones, because we are losing too many people too quickly in this day and time. So try to chart out some time to spend with your family and loved ones, get to know each other well again. Don't let your education, your knowledge of self, keep you from your family. I know too many people who, as Brother Sass says, gain knowledge of themselves, but at the same time, won't interact with their family no more. Or y'all eat pork. Or y'all celebrate this holiday. It's ridiculous. I'm not telling my aunt I'm not coming over. You crazy? Are you
Word.
crazy? I'm still scared of my aunt. And she in her 80s. I'm not, listen. I ain't messing around. I don't mess around with none of my aunts, none, or my uncles, none. If Uncle Sonny tell me to come through, I'm coming through. Period. Like I don't want that smoke. Like don't let these so-called conscious folks out here try to keep you from your damn family because I see too much of that happening. I see a lot of people who have recently transitioned having no funeral services because they have no connections with their family. It's
Yeah,
crazy. That's insane to me, brother Tad.
it
That
is.
is insane. So I don't understand. I just wasn't raised that way. You know, when it comes to my family, I don't play no games. And everybody would tell, even my friends, like we don't play no games. Like I don't know what people be doing. Like
Yeah,
for real.
but you know why? Because they got a little bit of information, but they're not part of no organization. So there's no checks and balances. Just a bunch of rhetoric and radical conversations. But there's nobody to say, nah, brother, you wildin', you wildin'. The internet is the coward's playground. So everybody has found their voice or think they found the voice. But all they doing is regurgitating what other people say. They minimize their own experience and research as if they're not valid. So do you really have knowledge yourself if you look for outsiders to validate your thoughts, opinions, ideas, and feelings? Knowledge yourself is acknowledging who you are, where you've been, where you're from, and where you're going. I always wear fitted hat. I don't care where I am, whether I'm in Brooklyn, whether I'm in Africa. This is just who I am. I always love hats. I always love baseball hats. I may rock a kufi from time to time, but you'd be hard pressed to see me wearing one. Why? Because I'm true to who I am. I'm not trying to impress nobody else. I'm just trying to be a better version of myself. That is true knowledge of self. Not read a couple of books, then you drop your name, throw on a dashiki, and then you disown your whole family because they ain't read the same books you just read. Nah, it got to be a level of humility also. Because don't be a student of the teachers, be a student of life. You know, take what you can from each teacher you come across, whether it's our ancestral greats or whether it's the local crackhead. Everybody got something they could teach you. And you take that lesson and incorporate it as your own. But be authentic to yourself. Be true to who you are, you know, and everything gonna work out. Because one thing we learned a long time ago is they say, yo, never meet your heroes. And the reason they say never meet your heroes because what we make them up to be in our minds is not who they are in real life. They're just like the wizard. People with their own fears. People put their pants legs on one leg at a time, and it's just human. We're all human, just trying to figure it out. Nobody got it mastered. Nobody. And I've met the greats, and I don't have too much bad stuff to say, but they're human just like me. You know.
Facts, brother Tad. Facts.
So I'm saying people move forward in this Kwanzaa season, man. Let's practice self-determination. Let's incorporate the Nguzu Saba, the seven principles. You know, let's not look down on people who may not know as much as us. Because sometimes, Sister Keisha, and I'm quite sure you go through it too, you hear people talk and they may be at the top of their knowledge base and they don't understand that you 3, 4, 5 levels above them, that you was already there. So they can't even comprehend where you're coming from because they haven't even incorporated their own life experiences and deciphered them. They just know the rhetoric of books they've read and lectures they've heard, but they don't make it applicable to their own life experience. And that's what make you more lost than before you got the knowledge. So be true to yourself. Know thyself. Know thyself. Don't know myself. Don't know Dr. Khalid's self. Don't know Dr. Clark's self. Know thyself. Know yourself. And I'm stepping off my soapbox.
That's my brother. You see what I'm talking about? That's my brother. And this is why brother Tad, brother Ashe, and myself, we rock because we real ones. Like we don't got time. We listen. We're grounded. We're real ones. I remember
That's that,
someone who. Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
not that Brooklyn in us. That's that Brooklyners keep us this way. Go ahead, sis.
Facts, because we don't play. We on a whole nother level here. That's why I have to correct people when they say, "Oh, you from New York?" I'm from Brooklyn. There's a
What?
difference. There is a difference.
Big difference.
That's another time for another show. There is, and let me be quiet. But anyway, um, Brother Tad is 100% correct. You got ripped off says enjoy your family and spend time together, especially over these 2 weeks. Everyone, you never know someone's mental struggles at this time of year. Tad, safe travels to Be More Hotel.
Hotel.
Absolutely. Especially when you've lost a loved one and you are coming into this holiday season, it can be very difficult. Very, very difficult. Um,
Yes,
I
sis.
too have to deal with these struggles. Go ahead, brother.
Mm-hmm. Now, I was gonna tell you, I think I shared on Thanksgiving, and I cried like a baby. I cried like a 5-year-old. And I'm telling you, sis, I was talking to myself like, Tad, pull it together. And I'm still in the car. I'm like, get it together. You're a grown man. You're a grandfather now. Stop crying like a little baby. And I'm like,
Nah, but it's real. It's real. It's
it's,
real.
I
It's
never felt
real.
like that. I felt like a little kid again, wanting my mother. I mean, I could laugh at it. I could laugh at my own pain because it's therapeutic. It helps me grow and realize where I'm at in my stage of development. Having these feelings that I've never had before. Because as a man in Brooklyn, I thought I was all cried out till this year, losing my mother and losing my cousin. And I'm not even a big Thanksgiving dude, but I know my mother was big on Thanksgiving because for her, that was family time. For her, that was family time. For her and my grandmothers, that's time. If they don't see you no other time throughout the year, no matter which cousin or uncle it is, you never see them. But Thanksgiving, the family expect to see you. Just grab a plate and go. You ain't even, but it's real.
Facts, my brother. Facts. And that's one of the reasons why, I had to have the family over. Last year, losing 16 family members was quite rough. It's rough, and I'm still dealing with it. I can talk to certain relatives and, we'll just break down in tears because it's been a lot on my family, a lot. So it's important to me, being a half a century and a little some, um, it's important to me that I see everybody as much as I can when I can. So, being that I'm not traveling overseas until the beginning of next year, I have to spend some time with Aunt Pauline and Uncle Buddy, and I have to go down there. I have to see them. They are older in age, dealing with health issues. Um, they were more than an aunt and uncle to me, more like second parents. Their daughter, Joanne, is more than a cousin to me, but an older sister. I didn't have older sisters. Of my mother's children, I am the oldest. So, it was a lot for me. But even my cousin Joanne losing her husband in that 16. So, again, be one with your family, people, and, you know, reconnect with yourself. Don't get caught up in what you see on social media and, you know, worrying about what other people are doing. Focus on yourself and your mental health because a lot is going on in this country and the world right now. You have to be mentally tarnished at this point. I believe all of us are. Um, and next year, it's not going to be any better. A lot of things are going to be worse. So we have to, be one with our foundation. Your foundation is your family and the communities that you came from, the neighborhoods that you come from. Those are your foundations. So you have to be one with that consistently. I don't care how long I'm away, but if I pull up on a block, then it's just like yesterday. I talked to a friend a week and a half ago. We hadn't spoke on the phone in a while, but in that conversation, we picked off right where we left off at. That's real friendship. You understand? That's real growth. You could do that with people, then you in the right spot. Everything, as Brother Tad said, it'll fall into place. So we're going to get up out of here. Brother Tad, your final thoughts and questions or concerns, whatever.
I just want to thank everybody for rocking with us thus far, spending this year with us through our ups and downs, our trials, tribulations, and triumphs. And so hopefully you heard something that inspired you tonight. So it's your turn to go out and inspire others. So y'all stay up, stay blessed, stay true. And remember, no matter how hard things may seem right now, it's always better days ahead. Sister Keisha.
Absolutely. I think maybe this might be the last one for us for the year. Next week is my anniversary, so I have no intentions of being online with all of you. Thank you, Sister Farnessa. I think I'm coming up on 23 years now. I hope I got that right, or I'll be in trouble.
Anniversary. Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. It is work, trust me. And we don't have a blueprint on anything. The only thing I can tell people who are getting into relationships or are in relationships, learn your partner. Forget what works for other people. You two have to figure out what works for you. Um, you know, that's something that couples today don't do. They spend too much time um, within themselves. They don't learn and study their partners. And that's key in growing any relationship because we change just like the times change. The way I dressed in the 80s, I don't dress now. What I thought of my husband in the 90s when I met him, I don't think now. So it's different. It's different. We progress, life progress. So learning each other should be fun at that. You know, there are certain things that I might not think that he isn't listening to, but he'll come home with something like, wow, he heard what I said. That's very important. Or sometimes I will do things for him and, it'll touch him in a place that, yeah, my wife is the shit. Excuse my language. But that's what he says. But
Hey,
that's what he said. But, and the first time I saw my husband, well, it was the second time. The first was when he lost his mother. He broke down into tears. But when I took him to a family reunion, his first family reunion with me, um, to see the tears well up in him, to see so much family, so much engagement. And at that time, we had been married maybe 17, 15, 16 years or what have you. So he still hasn't met this entire family. That's how large my family is. Okay.
wow.
So, but it helped him see the need and the connection that he must have with his family. So that's why we go away certain times of the year because it's a family reunion for him. Again, so we love you all. We appreciate all of you who have tuned in this year with us and rocked out with us and shared the program and maybe first time viewers and listeners came in. We appreciate you. We appreciate all of the guests that we have had in 2021. We are looking forward to having more guests and doing different things in 2022. The platform may change, I don't know, but I want to close out with a look at family. Um, when I said we took over an entire naval base in Virginia, I meant what I said. At this particular family reunion, my mother's oldest sister and her youngest sister, through my word, came down and met with their first cousins and second cousins for the first time.
Wow.
Now I'm reconnecting branches. So my work is not done with this family. And each year, more and more of our set of family attend these reunions and reconnecting. One of my good cousins, Naija, and Medina, went down this year, and it touched Naija so much. Right out the gate, she said, "I will never miss another one." So we're connecting branches here. So we're gonna rock out with this video of my family um, taking over the naval base in Virginia. And this is the moment my husband actually welled up in tears. Check this out, y'all.
The Wilson at Large Family Reunion. And the circle for family reunion. 300 plus people. Everybody's having the same.